India is in the final stages of formulating a policy to kickstart the Indian carbon market. A draft of carbon credit trading scheme has recently been notified. For a country that primarily runs on fossil fuels, India has set an ambitious emission cut goal for itself. But setting the goal to become emission neutral by 2070 is one thing. Achieving it will require a well-planned approach. And this is a step forward in that direction. We know by now you must have quite a few questions about India's carbon trading scheme and the carbon trading market. For instance, what's carbon credit trading? What's a carbon credit market? Etc. etc. So let us answer them one by one. Before anything, what you need to know is what's carbon credit. Carbon credits are also known as carbon offsets. These are permits that allow a company or organization to emit a certain amount of carbon dioxide or other greenhouse gases. One credit permits the emission of 1 ton of carbon dioxide or the equivalent in other greenhouse gases. But what are these carbon credits used for? And where do they come from? Basically, how do they work? Carbon credits help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Companies get a limited number of credits which decline over time. And in the carbon credit market, they can sell any excess to another company. Carbon credits create a monetary incentive for companies to reduce their carbon emissions. Those that cannot easily reduce emissions can still operate, but at a higher financial cost. And this is what India intends to do: set up a carbon credit market. Like we explained earlier, a carbon market will help decarbonize the commercial and industrial sector. A regulated domestic carbon market will provide flexibility to Indian companies in hard-to-abate sector. This will allow them to supplement their own greenhouse emission reduction efforts with credits from the carbon market. A steering committee set up by the government will govern and oversee the functions of the market. It will recommend the Bureau of Energy Efficiency for the formulation and finalization of procedures for the Indian carbon market and set up greenhouse gas emission targets. This panel will include the Secretary of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change as its co-chairperson and members from the Ministries of Finance, New and Renewable Energy, Steel, Coal and Petroleum, Niti Aayog, among others. The Central Electricity Regulatory Commission will be the Indian carbon market regulator for all trading activities, while Grid India will act as its registry.